This is Dr. Y.S. Rao, Director Go Green Technologies. Last session we have discussed about the features of QU robot, hardware features, what are the components are provided on the board. In this session we will see the QU board Visual Lab software. This is a application specific software specially designed only for this particular robot, not general purpose. It won't work for any other robots. Instead of using low level language or high level language, they have developed a visual language so that for a beginner, just to understand what do you mean by programming, and in the program, what are the various components are there for programming purpose. Maybe in the next course, we will see the hardcore programming called embedded C or Python languages. So, what is QU Bot Visual Lab software? You will see what are the components here are. You can see there is a file tools view help and then new open save program. These are some tools. Then the programmable components which you can select them and drag here in your workspace. They are in different colors: blue, yellow, green, red. There is another tool called Attributes Explorer where whatever is the components you select here, they are programmable. The values you can change them. And then on top of the screen, you have zoom in and zoom out and expanding and collapsing of the program window itself. On the bottom of your screen, you have ready. Ready means ready for downloading the program from the computer to the QU board. And here there is a status. Whenever it downloads the program from the computer to the robot, it will show the progress status. And USB ready means whether it is connected or not. So it will show red or green. Green means the board is connected. Okay. So let me brief you, explain you each and every component. As I said, total 10 components are there in this software. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What are they? The first is the menu bar, which is about the menu bar is about your file, tool, view, and help. So, how to open a file, right? How to load a file like that. So, that's the main thing. Or some tools are available for interfacing point of view, and view and help, the, the organization of the software itself. Second is about the quick menu bar, means quickly if you want to load a program new, or if you want to create a new program quickly, or quickly if you want to load a program, quickly if you want to save a program, right? And the program options, they are available so that in one click itself you can load, save programs. The third is most important thing is about the program itself. If you want to create a new program, then you may require various components, variables, the inputs and output devices, conditional statements, infinite loops. So a programming components and hardware components. I mean, which device you want to program, what are the attributes of that device. Let's say, for example, if you have selected a LED, then there are three LEDs are there. Which LED you want to select? Then do you want to make the LED on or LED off? Between on and off, do you want to have a delay? Then choose from the variables a delay function. Or if you want to assign some numbers, then select the variable. Or if you want some operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, select the variable as a operator. Or if you want to have some counter operations, increment and decrement, then select the counters. And whenever you want to change the sequence of execution of the program, then use the if conditional statements, so that either it will skip some of the instructions, or if it satisfies, execute some of the instructions. So they're all conditional statements. So those are all the components which you can drag it and drop it in this window, your workspace. Fourth is about the attributes, where whenever you choose any device like buzzer, LED, LCD, motors, serial communication UART, then the attributes of those components you can program it here. Let's say LED, then it will ask you which LED you want to select and how many combinations you want to do, on, off, what. That thing you can choose here. So instead of writing a program, we are selecting the blocks and we are assigning the attributes to that block, so that in the backend this is converted into a code, which we are not aware of it, because the Visual Lab software is taking care of converting the graphical symbols into their corresponding low level language, machine language. All right. Then about the, you have the fifth is about your zoom in and zoom out of the components which are displayed here. Then sixth is collapse all or expanded all buttons, all the branches of your workspace. Then seventh is itself is a code window where you are, whatever you do it here, that is compiled and downloaded through your USB port. Eighth is status bar below the window, which indicates the status of your programming itself, whether it's able to connect and download. And ninth is a progress bar when it is transferring the code from USB to your serially to your microcontroller, how many bytes it has transferred, it shows the progress. And the 10th is connectivity of your USB to serial port of your hardware. It will switch between green and red while the connection is established. So these are the 10 sections of the compiler, where user has a choice of choosing the tools, components, and maybe some other editor options. Okay, let's see how to use these tools. In the menu bar, if you go to file, right, what are the options are available? Let's see in the software itself. If you go to file, it has new code, means generate altogether a new file, or open. New means you can see this is just start and the where you can drag and drop the code itself. That's a new. So by default you have start and end, in between you can have a program. If you say open, then it will ask you, right? It will go to that by default program folder where all the programs are stored, called sample codes. There are multiple folders are there. Now you are supposed to choose. The extension is always qbf.qbf. You can select whichever is the code you are interested, select that file, and say open, then you can see that entire code will appear in your workspace with the all the components. Whatever you see left side, they are appeared here. There are some sensors, some LEDs, some conditional statements, delays, and whenever you choose any box, then their attributes will appear here. You can choose, for example, if it is a delay, you can choose milliseconds, microseconds, seconds, whatever. So that's what the attribute window says. All right, so that's the purpose of file open. Save means when you say save, then it will save. If it is not already saved, right, then let's say if you want to save as, then you don't need to give extension. By default, QEBF is the extension. You only give the file name, whatever is the file name you want, then that will be saved on that particular file name. Okay, now you see the file name is changed in that folder .a.qbf. So you can as if as good as copying the file save as. Control X is exit. Now what are the Shift F2 will save a new file and Control X is exit the file. So this is as far as the file toolbar is concerned. Then that's the menu bar. Okay. After that, you have what is called tools. In tools, you have either load a program or serial terminal, right? So when you go to tools, so load a program means now it's a QU board not detected in the bottom of the screen means load a program means not loading from the hard disk. Load a program means whatever is the code you have written here, right? This program, right, is transferred from the computer to the robot to the CPU of the robot through the cable, USB cable. That's the meaning of load a program. And in the tool, second option is serial terminal. If you press a serial terminal, a new console is opened where if a robot is sending some data, right, that data will appear on your console, or if you want to send to the robot, you can type, that data will be transmitted to the robot. While doing so, you are supposed to select the baud rate. Whatever is the baud rate means with what speed you want to transfer the data, that is number of bits per second. This should be same. So whatever you have selected in the micro while programming serial port, the same should be selected here so that it won't miss not even a single bit. So in the serial terminal, you are saying connected to the board, clear the console, right? Or exit from the this terminal itself. So for all your UART programs, right, serial communication programs, you can use this option to view for bidirectional communication. Whenever the robot is sending the data, you can display it here. Or if you want to send some data through terminal, you can use this, the tools terminal window. So that's about the serial terminal and load a program. As we have discussed, the zoom in and zoom out hotkeys, right? You have here, like say, you can see size is reduced. Zoom out means size is increased. So maximum two options are available. And collapse the windows means whatever is this expanded thing is there, that will be collapsed or expanded. So if you want to see the sub sections of your program, then you say expand, otherwise you say collapse. So it's a choice. So these four options which are available here: zoom in, zoom out, expand all, collapse all. So this is the other feature of the software you can practice. Let's not go bother about the help window. It's not up to the mark. Okay. Now let us see the most important part of the program, that is the component blocks. So how many component blocks are there? 5 blocks are there and their color is different. Yellow color is called output blocks, means the data is going to the outside world from the robot, right? To the outside world means visual indication, like buzzer, for example. That means data is going from the robot, from the CPU to the outside world through audio sound. LED is a output device where it will blink on and off like a enunciation. LCD, some variables, some text you can display it as a visual indication. Motor is again an output block because the motor will rotate either forward direction or reverse direction. UART is again a communication channel, though it's a bidirectional, but now you can say it's output block because you can display the data. So these are all yellow color. All output blocks are in yellow color, right? How many buzzers are there? Only one buzzer is there. So that buzzer, you have options of on, off, toggle. Toggle means opposite to the previous case. On means buzzer is on, off means buzzer is off. What are the other output blocks? LED. How many LEDs you are having? 3 LEDs are there. So you select LED, LED1, LED2, LED3. Then what do you want to do? You want to make it on, you want to make it off, or you want to toggle. Toggle means complement of the previous state. Then if you select the LCD, LCD can display some text, some variables, some strings, ASCII values on how many characters? 16 characters. In one line, you can display 16 characters. Such type of lines are 2. Then motor. How many motors are there? So when you select a motor, there are 2 motors are there. So what you can do with the motor? Speed control of the motor, direction, forward direction and reverse direction of the motor. These attributes you can change. Then display, UART display. That means through serially, if you want to transmit the data or receive the data, you can do that through with the help of terminal. Let's see in the program itself. Let's say in new. Okay, so now it is saying, do you want to save? You say no. Whenever you say new program, you have only start and end. Now you can choose. Let's say I have selected a button.